Starting off with my own take on Jim Carrey's quote from The Truman Show: good morning, and in case that's not your specific case, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Thank you for joining this session on distracted development. This is a topic that is increasingly relevant in our fast paced world. My name is Josh Ether, and I'm going to be your guide through this exploration. Let's take a quick look at our agenda to see what we're going to be covering today. We're going to kick things off with a brief introduction to set the stage for our discussion. Next, we're going to dive into what distracted development actually means and why it's important. We're going to debunk some common myths about multitasking and discuss its real costs. Then we'll explore the possibilities that open up when we manage distractions effectively. We're going to look at advantages of focusing on one task at a time and why it's been supported by scientific studies. We're going to examine some real-world examples where companies have successfully mitigated the impact of distractions. And finally, we're going to summarize the key points and strategies you can implement right away. Alrighty, let's go ahead and dive in. So what exactly is distracted development? Well, it's the loss of focus and productivity due to multitasking or divided attention. It's not just about doing less. It's about the quality and impact of our work. A study by the University of California, Irvine found an average person is interrupted 40 to 45 times in an 8-hour workday. First, let's tackle a common misconception: multitasking. In reality, what we often call multitasking is actually just switching between tasks. Our brains aren't wired to handle multiple tasks at once with full efficiency. Instead, we shift our focus from one activity to another, which can lead to a drop in productivity and a higher chance of mistakes. Recognizing this helps us see why praising multitasking might not be in our best interest, steering us towards focusing more on one task at a time. Now, switching between tasks comes with a hidden cost. This switch cost means we're more likely to make errors and produce lower quality work because our brains need time to adjust to each new task. Though it might seem small, these little bits of time add up, wasting valuable minutes and reducing the quality of our work. Knowing about this switch cost encourages us to keep our focus sharp and limit how often we jump from one task to another. The American Psychological Association has found that what we think of as multitasking can actually cause us to lose up to 40% of our productive time. This loss is huge, affecting not just individual work, but also the efficiency of entire teams and organizations. Their research supports moving away from trying to do too much at once and towards concentrating on one thing at a time, which is a smarter way to work, and it helps us perform at our best. As we move from debunking the myth of multitasking, let's pivot to a related but distinct topic: neurodiversity. Neurodiverse individuals often employ various mechanisms, like padding, clicking a pen, or engaging in a mechanical task. It's crucial to understand that these are not forms of multitasking in the traditional sense. These actions often serve a focus aids rather than distractions. Now, you might have heard that some people can actually multitask effectively. The reality: only about 2% of the population can genuinely split their focus without a drop in productivity. These people are known as supertaskers. So the next time you're tempted to multitask, remember, the odds are really not in your favor. Instead, consider adopting strategies that are proven to enhance focus and productivity for the vast majority of us. A landmark study by Stanford University found that multitasking is far less productive than focusing on a single task. The study went further to examine the impact of electronic information streams. Think emails, messages, notifications. The findings were startling. Individuals who are constantly inundated with multiple streams of electronic information performed worse in key cognitive areas. They struggled with attention span, memory retention, and task switching compared to those who focused on one task at a time. If and when you find yourself juggling multiple tasks and feeling overwhelmed by electronic notifications, it's worth reconsidering your approach. The evidence suggests that you'll be more productive, more attentive, and better at recalling information if you focus on a single task. Let's delve into a critical issue that's affecting our productivity. According to a study from the University of California, Irvine, the average worker is interrupted or switching tasks every 11 minutes. After each interruption, it can take up to 23 minutes spread across several hours and days to regain that focus. This leaves just 3 hours and 18 minutes of focused work in an 8-hour day, which is only 41% of your workday. As leaders, we can't afford to ignore these numbers. Atlassian, which many of you have probably worked with, they're a leading software company known for its focus on team collaboration and productivity. They released a study that indicates that workers spend about an hour and a half per day in non-value adding meetings. For an organization with 100 employees earning an average salary of $50,000, this could cost over $2.9 million annually. Leaders, you want to be good stewards of your company's money? Focus your culture on eliminating the draining and unproductive meetings that sap engagement and resources, or as Patrick Lencioni referred to it, death by meeting. Having established the drawbacks of multitasking, the question now is, how do we combat this? The answer lies in strategic time management and prioritization. First, let's talk about time blocking. This technique involves allocating specific blocks of time to individual tasks. By doing so, you create a structured environment that minimizes task switching and maximizes focus. Secondly, prioritizing tasks is crucial. One effective tool for this is the Eisenhower box, which is a matrix that helps you categorize tasks based on their urgency and importance. By using this tool, you can make informed decisions about what truly deserves your attention. But what about the constant bombardment of electronic information that we discussed earlier? How do we combat that? Well, one approach is to set designated check-in times for emails, messages. Turn off non-essential notifications and create focus periods where you're not interrupted by electronic distractions. Another strategy is to use digital tools that filter and prioritize incoming information for you. Applications like Inbox by Gmail or Microsoft's Focused Inbox can help you manage your electronic communications more effectively. And by implementing these strategies, you're not just improving your own productivity, but you're contributing to a culture of efficiency and focus. As we navigate the complexities of modern work, it's easy to overlook a simple yet powerful tool for enhancing productivity: the humble break. Yes, taking planned short breaks can significantly improve your focus and overall output. Let's start with the Pomodoro technique, which is a time management method developed by Francisco Cirillo. The technique involves working in focused time blocks, typically 25-ish minutes, and then it's followed by a 5-minute break. The cycle is known as a Pomodoro. The idea is to create a rhythm that maximizes focus and minimizes fatigue. But don't just take my word for it. There's scientific evidence to back this up. A study from the University of Illinois found that brief diversions from a task can actually dramatically improve one's ability to focus on that task for prolonged periods. In essence, stepping away for a few minutes can recharge your cognitive batteries. As we transition to our next topic, keep in mind the value of integrating these planned breaks into your work routine. The evidence suggests it's not just a nice to have, but it's a productivity essential. Prioritizing one task at a time enriches the quality of our outcomes, not just in the workplace, but in all facets of life. When we dedicate our full attention to a single activity, whether it's a work project, cooking a meal, or spending time with our families, we engage more deeply. This focused attention nurtures a higher level of detail, creativity, and enjoyment in what we do, enriching our experiences and the outcomes that we produce. Embracing a single task approach brings a surprising benefit: a more peaceful state of mind. The stress of juggling multiple activities can clutter our thoughts and heighten anxiety. This impacts everything from work deadlines to personal relationships. By choosing to focus on one thing at a time, we grant ourselves a moment of clarity and calmness. This allows our minds to find a sense of flow and ease, which radiates outward into our lives. The University of Utah studied extensively beyond the cautionary tale of texting and driving. It's a broader lesson on the human capacity for attention. This research reminds us that our ability to engage in multiple activities simultaneously is limited, not just when driving, but in many aspects of our lives. Recognizing these limitations helps us make more mindful decisions, leading to safer, more fulfilling experiences, whether we're behind the wheel, at our desks, or with our loved ones. In our pursuit of focus and productivity, distractions often stand as a formidable barrier. So, what are some actionable steps to mitigate these distractions? Firstly, the importance of a dedicated workspace cannot be overstated. It's not just about creating a physical space, but creating a mental zone that signals to your brain it's time to focus. This psychological cue can be a game changer. Secondly, technology can be a double-edged sword. While it often serves as a source of distraction, it can also be harnessed to enhance focus. Apps like Freedom or Stay Focused can block distracting websites and apps, allowing you to zero in. Now, instead of citing another study, let's talk about a best practice that many successful individuals swear by: time audits. Conducting a time audit of your day can help you identify where your time is going and what's distracting you. This self-awareness can be invaluable in making necessary adjustments to your work habits. As we segue into our final thoughts, ponder how these practical strategies could reshape your daily work routine, leading to a more focused and productive environment. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught in the whirlwind of trying to do everything at once. Yet leading companies are discovering the profound impact of fostering focus and reducing distractions. Let's explore some real-world examples from giants like Microsoft and Google, which highlight the power of embracing a more intentional approach to work and life. Microsoft implemented no meeting days to combat the exhaustion of back-to-back virtual meetings. This initiative aimed to provide employees with uninterrupted blocks of time to focus deeply on their tasks. The result was a significant increase in productivity and employee satisfaction. And by dedicating days without meetings, workers could actually engage more fully with their projects, leading to higher quality work and a more balanced work-life balance. Google has long been a proponent of fostering environments that encourage deep work. Their focus initiatives include strategies like 20% time, where employees are encouraged to spend a portion of their work week on projects they're passionate about outside of their regular tasks. This approach has sparked innovation and creativity, highlighting the importance of giving attention to singular tasks or projects to drive forward-thinking solutions. And the Harvard Business Review has published multiple reports highlighting the productivity losses associated with multitasking and the benefits of focused work. These studies advocate for task management strategies that align with our cognitive strengths, suggesting that task switching should be minimized to enhance performance. Real-world data back the notion that a focused approach to tasks, whether it's in strategy planning or day-to-day operations, can lead to significant improvements in both output and job satisfaction. Let's quickly highlight the main points of today that you can take away and apply in various aspects of your life. Firstly, let's be clear. Focus is essential for doing great work. In a world full of distractions, being able to concentrate makes a real difference in the quality of what you do. Next, there's no one-size-fits-all solution. Whether it's setting aside specific time for tasks, useful, helpful apps, or having days without meetings, the goal is to find strategies that work for you and those around you. Finally, the ultimate goal of these strategies is to improve both how much you get done and how much you enjoy doing it. You're more productive and you find more joy in your tasks when you focus. Now, I invite you to carry these insights with you like a toolkit for a more focused and fulfilling life, beyond the office, beyond the screen. Incorporate them into the very fabric of your daily existence. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Again, my name is Josh Ether, E-T-H-E-R. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn or via the email on the screen if you want to have further discussions. Hope to talk to you soon.